Alright, time to write our first program. In order for us to write our first program, I would like us to create a directory where we'll be storing our programs. So I'm gonna create a new directory inside my computer in my C directory. I'm going to create this new folder, which I'm just gonna call Java codes, because I want us to be putting our codes, our source code, inside this directory. Now, this Java codes directory it's not like a keyword or a mandatory directory that you must put your source code. You can put your source code anywhere in your system and it's gonna still compile and run, but I would prefer to put it in my C directory so that I can easily reach it from the command prompt, and you will see why I'm doing that. So in my Java codes directory, I'm gonna create a new folder which I'll simply call 01 introduction to Java. So we'll be creating directories like this as we move on in different chapters of this series. Okay, so inside this directory now I'm gonna create a file and store it here. So I'm gonna open up Notepad from the start menu, and here is Notepad. Now the first thing you need to notice that you can use any simple text editor to write your Java programs. Editors like Microsoft Word is not a text editor, and that can be used in writing programs. That's a word processor. So I'm talking about text editors. Notepad, if you are using a Macintosh, then you have things like BB Edit. If you are using Linux, then you probably have Emacs editor or the GNU editor or whatever they may have over there. So Notepad is the default text editor that comes with Windows. If it's not there in your command prompt, you can always get it from all programs, and you go to accessories, and under accessories you can see Notepad here. So that's how to open up Notepad. Now what we're going to do here is that we're going to create a public class, example1. So inside this public class example1, I'm going to type public static void main string args. Now what this program is just going to do is to print out hello world on the command prompt. That's why we're putting this command system.out.println. So this command is simply going to print out hello world on the command prompt. And you may not really understand this, but this is the simplest Java program you may be able to write. So we declared a class, public class example1, and then we declared a method called main with public static void main, and it takes an argument with string args. I know it sounds like jargon. Anyway, let's go ahead and compile and run this program, then I'll come back to explain all what this means. So in order to compile and run this program, we need to save this code into a file, and need to save it in a file with the same file name as the class name example1. So I'm just gonna copy that class name example1, then I'm gonna click on file, then I'm gonna click on save as, then I'm going to head over to computer and my C directory, and then I'll go to that Java codes directory, then I'll go to that introduction to Java directory, and then the file name here I'm just gonna paste example1, then but I have to type example1.java, and save as type. I'm gonna select all files. Okay, you must select all files, because if you keep it as text document, it's gonna save it as example1.java.txt, and that's not what we want. So you have to select all files, then you click on save. So when you do that, you can go back to the you can see the directory we just created, and here's the example1.java file. So once you're done doing that, then you can go back to the command prompt, and you have to change directory to we are actually in the C:/user/Jefferson7x directory, which is my user's home directory. So we have to change directory using the cd command. So I'm going to change directory to C:/Java codes and /01 introduction to Java. I press tab to complete this the directory name for me. So I press enter, and now I'm inside the directory where I have C:/Java code/01-introduction to Java, and that directory I just created. I'm talking about this directory that we have over here. Okay, so back to the command prompt. Now I can do dir to list the files that I have in that directory, and you can see I have this example1.java file. Let me set so that I can highlight this stuff. Okay, so here's the directory that I'm currently in now, and here's the file that we created, example1.java. So in order for us to compile that file, we need to type javac space example1.java. Then we press enter, and if you see the command prompt comes back without saying anything, then you are good to go. It means you've compiled successfully. No news is good news. So always remember that one. In Java compilation, no news is good news. And if we go over to that directory, you can see we now have another file called example1.class. The .class file is the result of the compilation that we had from example1.java. So when you compile successfully, when you compile a .java file successfully, you have a .class file as a result of that compilation. Now the next thing we need to do, we've just compiled it, we now have to run it. So running a Java program takes two stages: compilation stage and then the running stage, or the execution stage. So here is now time for us to run the program by typing Java. Then we have to type example1, the name of the class, but we don't have to type example1.class. So don't get confused. Don't mistakenly type example1.class, because that's not what we need in running the program. So you type Java example1, then you press enter, and then you get hello world. So this is the output of the program we just wrote, system.out.println hello world. So we told this program to just print out hello world on the command prompt, and when we ran the program, it did the same thing. It did what we told it to do, hello world. So that's the essence of writing programs, right? Fortunately, it's a very dumb program. It just prints out hello world. People would have just said, okay, why don't we just type hello world on the command prompt? Wouldn't it do the same thing? Well, like I said, this is the simplest program that you ever have to write. So I was just demonstrating the procedures of how to write a program and compile it and then run it. But you want to develop a lot of software that is going to do a lot of advanced stuff like accounting or web development, or a software that will work, talk to robots or engines and all that. So you can all do that with Java. Forget the fact that we are using the command prompts. Forget the fact that everything looks kind of archaic. Don't get discouraged. This is just the beginning, and we have to start from scratch, and we have to start from the basics. We'll get into a whole lot of advanced stuff, and I promise you, you'll never be the same again. So that's it on this video. You can see the steps. You can watch it all over again, okay, on how to compile and run programs. So I hope you found this informative, and thanks for viewing.